Hi, I'm Bjorn from Skeino. Our episode today continues to talk about and show about, like show and tell, the edging. And quite a bit emails arrived here in our facility, in our computer from you, asking what about edging if I just purl or if I just knit and if I'm doing any pattern stitch. Of course, the edging would be different. I have prepared two swatches and I hope I can give you the answers. But I don't know anything because I'm just a self-taught knitter. But I want to share everything what I know and the way I'm doing this. So there are two swatches and it will show you what to do with just knitting or purling. See you in my little studio. I have prepared a small swatch knitted in stockinette stitch. I used our color opal and it's our yarn called Violetta. It's a DK weight yarn. And as you know, the stockinette stitch, it always rolls. So I started right away after casting on, and it will roll and roll and roll. And you all know this, and it's not preventable. So if you knit a garment and you have to start with stockinette right away, there's no other way. It will be fixed if you do a seam or something like this. And on my first sample, I knitted on the side 3 stitches in seed stitch, so knit 1, purl 1, and on the other side I have, as you see, it looks like stockinette stitch, but it is a double, it's actually double layered, and I don't know what the name for it is. Maybe you can help me and email me. And if I turn it around, you see the left side or the wrong side with all the purl stitches, and on the side you have the seed stitch with the 3, and here you see the double. So this is a nice edge. If you need a nice edge, this is a good way to go if you like the stockinette stitch in as a main part of your pattern. So the stitches are a little larger, but when this is washed, they all go in the place they want to. And how this, so I don't have to explain how this is knitted. So you have knit, purl, knit, and when you turn your worry around, it's just the opposite. So that's just simple seed stitch. And the last stitch, I do exactly the same what I showed to you in my first little video a week ago. And this one here has 1 knit stitch, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, and excuse me, and I will show it to you. So let me start knitting here. And as you know, I have not knitted the last stitch, so I do the same, bring the yarn to the bag, and my first stitch is knitted. And my next stitch is purl, and my next stitch is knit. So this is my edge, but if you knit a garment and you need a seam, you probably cannot do this. You could do maybe just 2 stitches in seed stitch, or my next sample will show you where you can go away and maybe there's a solution for the whole thing. So let me cross over to the other side. So this is all purl. And very simple. This yarn is very smooth, very nice. It's a yummy 100% superwash merino. And so I purl to the other side. And now you see my next stitch here is a knit stitch. So the knit stitch is being knitted. The purl stitch is being slipped with the yarn in the front. The next stitch is knit. You knit the stitch, and the other one is a purl stitch, yarn in the front, and you slip it. You turn your work around, and now you see the first stitch is knitted. So I knit the stitch, and the next one is purl, so I slip it again, I knit the next stitch, I slip the purl stitch with the yarn in front, and then I'm done with my edge. So this is all knitted. I will show it to you laying it flat so you can see it. So it's actually like a ribbed stitch. You have a knit stitch and a purl stitch, knit, purl, knit. And if you always slip the purl stitch with yarn in front and knit the knit stitch, that gives you this double layer. So this is actually like a little pipe here, but it makes this nice, and you always see that the edge here is matching your stockinette main pattern in here. It's very nice. I love it a lot, but it depends on. This would be not good if you have to seam it together with something else. So this is my first stockinette pattern, and if this would be a scarf or a shawl, you can go with both edges, whatever you like, and you can widen this, and it will not curl like this. So you need to start here with the same seed stitch here, or you just do knit one, purl one, or you can do garter stitch here on the beginning. That's really up to you to get rid of this curling. So my next sample I will start soon, and I see you in a little while. My second swatch is stockinette stitch as well. On the other side, you know, it is all the, you see all the purl stitches, and this time I have no edge created. This is just if you need to knit for a garment and you have to close the seam. So what I did here is, to prevent the beginning, I have here the seed stitch on the beginning, but here, as you see, it just rolls inside. It just does. It goes away if you block it. That helps a lot. But the way I'm doing this, I just do the same wrap stitch on both sides to have a tighter edge, and you, when you seam it together, you have kind of a nice count here to see your stitch count. So when you close the seam, it will be very nice visible, and you have not one part longer or shorter. So I will show you how I do the edging. So as you know, I'm not knitting the last stitch at the end of the row, and here I have the yarn in front. So I picked up my knitting here, and I will show you what I did. So the yarn is in front on the front side, and I bring it to the back, the opposite from the garter stitch, and I wrap it. So I will go across. I will explain it again if I'm on the other side. So just knitting my little band here. So maybe you remember when I did the garter stitch, it's a knit row, the yarn is in the back, and I slip the stitch. With the stockinette, it's the opposite. You bring the yarn to the front and you slip the stitch, because when you turn your work, you will see that the yarn is wrapping around the first stitch, and this is what I want. So now I purl my first stitch because the whole row is purl. So I will do several times to show you why this is the opposite. Need some more yarn. Going to the other side by purling, and the yarn is in the front to the last stitch. Now I bring the yarn to the back and slip the stitch. And when you turn your work around, the yarn is wrapped around the first stitch. And now I knit the following row. So I'll knit. Like I said, I will do it a few more times. So it's always the opposite. If you knit, you have the yarn in the back, and for the last stitch, you bring the yarn to the front. So, bring the yarn to the front, slip, turn your work, and the yarn is already wrapped around the first stitch. So now you knit, purl the first stitch, and purl across the whole row. Here we go. So again, all the way up, purl. It's the best way. You cast on maybe 12 stitches and you practice a little bit, then you will figure this one out. So the purl row, the yarn is in the front, bring it to the back for the last stitch. Slip, turn your work, and the yarn is wrapped around your first stitch and makes this purly edge. And now you knit your first stitch. So knit all the way across. And on the other side, bring the yarn to the front and slip the last stitch. Here's my last one. And bring the yarn to the front, slip, turn your work, and the yarn is wrapped around, and then you can do your purl row. Very simple. It gives you a nice edge just for stockinette stitch if you need to knit a garment and you want to close the seam. So let's put this down, and I think this is kind of really neat. It's nice and even, and you can count the stitch when you close the seams. Thank you for watching.